My girlfriend applied for our dream home, but listed only her name on the paperwork, despite my $80,000 down payment. I found out right before closing, looked at her and said, "Interesting paperwork." When I refused to transfer the money, the entire deal collapsed in seconds. Hello, Reddit I+, here. My name is Ronan, I'm 34, and until a few months ago I genuinely believed I had finally built a future worth investing in. For 8 years, I'd been grinding through night shifts at a regional distribution hub. One of those places with flickering lights, constant pallet jack beeping, and the faint smell of cardboard dust baked into your skin. I saved every spare dollar, skipped birthdays, skipped holidays, live on instant noodles and discount rotisserie chickens, all for one single dream: a house, my house. A place where I didn't have to worry about eviction notices or thin apartment walls, or landlords who ignored leaks until mushrooms grew under the sink. Over time, I saved $92,000. It took me nearly a decade. My girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now, was Alina, a 29-year-old event planner who could turn any Tuesday into a celebration. She loved brightness, noise, champagne, and attention. I loved quiet and planning, and the satisfaction of watching the savings number tick upward. We lived together in my tiny rental for almost 3 years. She always said I was the stable one, the one with the future brain. I didn't mind. Stability was my thing. We agreed that the next step was buying a home together, or so I thought. How the dream house entered our lives. One rainy Saturday in late spring, we toured a property just outside town. 3 bedrooms, big windows, a porch swing that looked like it belonged on movie posters, $365,000 price tag. It hit every point on my list. Room for a home office, yard for a dog someday, quiet neighborhood, not too far from work. Alina fell in love instantly. She took pictures of the kitchen, the staircase, the built-in shelving in the living room. That evening she rearranged our budget on a whiteboard while I made pasta. It actually felt like a team effort. She told me she had a connection. Her childhood friend Brianna worked at a mortgage office and could fast-track everything. She insisted on handling the paperwork because I had the patience of a teaspoon. In her words, I didn't mind. I trusted her. I gave her everything: bank statements, tax returns, pay stubs, employment verification forms. She told me the lender needed them all 5 weeks later, while I was on break at work, standing between 2 towers of shrink-wrapped pallets. My phone rang. "Hi, is this Ronan? I'm calling from Anchor Title and Settlement regarding your closing on Monday." "Yep, that's me," I said. "We just need to confirm one detail. We have documentation showing $92,000 will be wired from your account as a gift to the purchaser. Alina Trell will need your signature on the gift letter." I blinked so hard the world felt like it rocked. Gift? Purchaser? Wait. I'm not listed? No, sir. Only Ms. Trell. Single applicant. Is that incorrect? Everything inside me went still. Warehouse noise dissolved, like I was underwater. "Can you send me a copy of the application?" I asked. "Only the applicant can authorize that, unfortunately." I hung up. My break ended 10 minutes ago, but I couldn't move. I opened my banking app. The money was still there, untouched. I scrolled through every email Alina had forwarded me the past month. Inspections, insurance quotes, repair estimates. Nothing with names on it, nothing with signatures, nothing with ownership details. A cold realization crept up my spine. She had never shown me a single document with her name and mine together. Not one. I confront here. That night she came home carrying a bag of decorative sample tiles and humming. She kissed me on the cheek and held up 2 paint swatches. "What do you think?" she said. "Ocean fog or silver mist for the master bedroom?" "Got a weird call today," I said, leaning against the counter. Her eyelids twitched. Barely a second, but I saw it. "From who?" she asked too casually. "The title company. They asked why only your name is on the application." She froze only a fraction of a second, but enough. Then she laughed. Not a real laugh, a performance laugh. "The mortgage people always mix things up. You know, systems glitch." I pulled out my phone. "Let's call them." She grabbed my wrist, harder than I expected. "They're closed. Come on, babe, it's late." I pulled away and dialed anyway. Put it on speaker. A woman answered. "Hi, can you confirm who's on the application for 14 Carling Avenue?" "Sure. The applicant is Alina Trell." "That's it?" I asked. "Yes. Single applicant." Alina's face drained of color like someone unplugged her soul. I ended the call. "Explain," I said. She started babbling. Look, it's because my credit score is higher. Brianna said it's easier this way. We can add you after closing. That's not how mortgages work." "It can be. Sometimes. For special circumstances." You plan to buy a house in your name only using my money. No, it's not like that, but it was exactly like that. I didn't yell. I didn't curse. Something inside me just clicked into place. A clean, steady, calm nothingness. I said only 2 words. Interesting paperwork. She followed me around the apartment for hours afterward. Her excuses changed shape like smoke. It was Brianna's idea. I didn't want to stress you. You didn't seem interested in the details. I thought you'd be proud I handled it. I stopped responding. She slept on the couch that night, sobbing occasionally between text alerts pinging on her phone. At dawn, I called the title company. I need to retract the wire transfer. You're canceling the funds for closing? The rep asked. Yes, the seller has already... Not my problem. Then I called a real estate attorney. Charged me $350. Worth every penny. Did you sign anything? He asked. No, then you're fine. She's on the hook for the contract. She'll lose the earnest money and might get sued by the seller. You owe her nothing. What if she claims verbal agreement? He snorted. Verbal real estate agreements are about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Her family enters the chat. When I got home that evening, Alina was pacing like a trapped animal. You canceled the funds? Why would you do that to me? To you, I said. You tried to take a house without me, with my money. You're twisting things. Her father arrived 30 minutes later. Big guy, red face, booming voice. He stormed into my living room like a prosecutor. Be a man, he said. Support your woman. You're ruining her life over a technicality. Technicality? I repeated. She attempted financial fraud. You're being dramatic. She was trying to secure your future. Without me in the paperwork? He sputtered. They left together. She stared at me from the driveway, eyes wide like she expected me to chase her. I didn't. Her mother called the next morning, crying before I even said hello. She told everyone about the house. You humiliated her. I protected myself. She's losing the earnest money. $5,000. That's not my fault. Just send the money, Ronan. Fix this. Goodbye. Then the texts rolled in. Her sister. You're evil. Her friend group chat. You're heartless. Brianna, the mortgage friend. You sabotaged everything. My phone buzzed nonstop until I blocked half the numbers. Closing day arrived. Instead of signing papers, I sat in a diner drinking coffee and reading a mystery novel. It felt peaceful. Then the messages hit. From Alina. I lost the house. The seller is suing me for damages. I hope you're happy. I didn't reply. She blocked me, unblocked me, reblocked me. A carousel of digital tantrums. Strange things started happening. My email received multiple reset password attempts. My car insurance called about an accident I supposedly filed. My streaming accounts were tampered with. Someone even reported my social media accounts. I enabled 2-factor everything. It felt like preparing for war. Then, one night, I walked into my apartment and found Alina sitting on the couch. She must have smooth-talked the landlord. 5 minutes, she said. Just hear me. Stay by the door, I said. Say whatever you need to say. I didn't steal anything, she insisted. I just felt powerless. You always made the money decisions, so you decided to make a secret decision worth hundreds of thousands? I thought if the house was in my name, I'd finally have something of my own. With my money. She broke down. Messy, loud, shaking. I'm being sued for $27,000. My credit tanked. I can't even rent a studio. My parents are furious. I'm drowning and you don't even care. You're facing consequences, I said softly. That's all. She begged for $15,000, then $10,000, then anything. I called the police. She left before they arrived. The lawsuit. 2 weeks later, a sheriff served me papers. She was suing me for misrepresentation of financial intent and breach of verbal contract. My attorney nearly cried from laughter. Her evidence is what? He said. Vibes? Court day came. Her lawyer, nervous, inexperienced, probably fresh out of law school, argued we were essentially married, that my money was functionally shared, that I had implied long-term commitment. My attorney submitted my solo bank account history since 2014, lease showing only my name, all utilities in my name, texts where she repeatedly referred to it as my savings, messages where she said, I'll handle the house stuff, don't worry about it. The judge shut the whole thing down in 12 minutes. Case dismissed. With prejudice. As we left, her father confronted me in the parking lot, shouting that I destroyed their daughter and their family savings. I raised an eyebrow. Why are your savings involved? He hesitated. We co-signed her legal fees. I laughed. Out loud. I couldn't help it. Aftermath. Her life implodes. Here's what I learned through scattered updates from mutual acquaintances. The seller won a $27,000 settlement. Her parents paid it. Their retirement savings dropped significantly. She was demoted at work due to the unprofessional conduct surrounding her financial mess. Her credit dropped to the low 500s. She had to move into her parents' house and pay rent. Her friend group stopped inviting her out. Her reputation collapsed. She messaged me from new numbers every few weeks. "I'm sorry. I didn't think it was stealing. I thought I was protecting our future. I ruined everything." I never responded. Not out of cruelty, because there was nothing left to say. Running into her again. A month later, I saw her in a grocery store. She looked exhausted. Not glamorous like before, not full of energy. She saw me but didn't approach. Just lowered her eyes and kept walking, pushing a cart full of discount brands. That night, she sent a final text. "I know you won't reply, but I needed to say this. I didn't realize what I was doing until it was too late. I never should have touched the paperwork without you. I'm sorry for everything. I hope someday you can understand why I panicked." I blocked the number, not angrily, just quietly. Where I am now, my savings are safe. Every dollar. I'm planning to buy a small townhouse next year. Something simple, something I can afford on my own. No shared accounts, no shared paperwork, no. Trust me, I'll handle it. A coworker recently asked me out. I declined. Not ready. Probably won't be for a while, and that's okay. It feels good, honestly, to breathe, to be alone, to have control over my life again. People ask if I feel guilty about her parents losing retirement money. No. They chose to enable her. They chose to defend her lies. They chose to co-sign a lawsuit so flimsy it barely existed. Actions have consequences. For her, for them, for everyone who tried to guilt-trip me instead of holding her accountable. My consequence? Freedom. Her consequence? Learning. Too late. That you can't build a future on someone else's savings and expect it to stand. The end. Or at least, my end of it. I'm moving forward carefully, quietly, stronger. And next time, when I buy a home, it will be in one name only. Mine.